Okay, good morning, everyone. It's good to see you all here, and welcome to those that are inviting us into your living room. This is Lake Harriet Spiritual Community, a center for conscious living, and this is the movement and meditation service. So what to expect today is I'll be speaking a little bit on the topic for about 8 minutes, and then we'll do some movement for a little while, and then speak on the topic for a little while, more movement, topic for a while, more movement, meditation, and after the meditation, then we have a YouTube song, okay? So we'll be asking you to get up and move around several times here. We have something going on here almost every day, so check out our website, LHSC, and also these videos you can watch on your LHSC YouTube, and it has everything that we've done for a while on Sunday. So tune into those if you happen to miss some. It's a great place to go. Okay, so today's topic is balancing the masculine and the feminine. And so when we think of the masculine, there's a whole continuum of masculine energy, right? On the far end, the more toxic end, you've got anger, you have over-aggressiveness, you have over-competitiveness, you have macho behavior that sometimes has no concept of what others may need. But then on the other end of that spectrum, you have strength, you have protection, you have innovation. So there are both great energies and necessary energies within that masculine. And then within the feminine, similarly, on one end, we have soft, we have dependent, we might have overly introversion, somebody that isolates. But on the other end, we have compassion and intuition and people relationship oriented. When you think of balance then, balance, right, is usually an even distribution of weight, okay? And if something isn't evenly distributed, then you might add something so something doesn't fall down, okay? You prevent it from falling. It also produces harmony. So Mary Williamson gave a speech to individuals in college. And she said, "The masculine does, the feminine is. Major in the feminine and minor in the masculine." So basically, think about your relationship to others, to what it is you want to accomplish, that's compassionate before you act, rather than, right, acting before we really think of what we want to accomplish. So spiritually, the union of these two energies is really sort of the basis of all kind of humanity and all creation. So we achieve harmony when the two of them are working together, and with ourselves and with others. So there's a book called The Buddhist on Death Row. And it's written by a gentleman who also wrote My Beautiful Boy. And he writes several books about young men who have gone wrong in some ways and then who have turned their lives around. And his son was a drug addict, and that prompted him to research all of these men. So The Buddhist on Death Row is about a gentleman, Jarvis Masters, who at age 19, he really started hanging out with the wrong crowd, okay? And he found himself on death row at 19. And one of the prison workers saw the light and the potential in this young man. And there were a group of Buddhist monks that wanted to work with prison folks. And he got introduced to the monks, and he started doing his own work. He started doing his meditation. He took some of the lessons seriously, and he really turned himself around while he was on death row. He's still on death row. But what he was able to do is balance those feminine and masculine energies. So what he did is he found himself in a position where he could act as a protector to other people on death row. So there were men that were being bullied, and he would find that he would talk to the bullies and try to diffuse the situation and prevented a lot of situations from happening. He intervened in a potential suicide, and he was really able to be a peacemaker and a protector to many of those on death row. And a reporter interviewed him once and said, "Are you happy?" And he said, "Whoa, I've never thought about that. You know, I'm on death row." And he said, "Yes, I am happy because my comparison is my community. What I have is the potential to really make a difference here within my community, and I feel whole and complete." But that's really putting things into perspective and balancing, you know. How many times do we kind of say, "Oh, I'm going to put myself in comparison with the outside world," and kept hoping and wishing that I was there. But he made the best use of where he was. So seeing our own smallness is called insight. Honoring your own tenderness is called strength. So he did his internal work, and he integrated that masculine action with the feminine intuition and compassion. So we've all taken some sort of chemistry class, and we know about polarity. Batteries have a positive and a negative aspect to them. And to make something turn on, right, you need both of them to be touching. Both the masculine and the feminine, both the positive and the negative. So there's an interdependence. Both are needed, and we all have both in various degrees. And if we only access one of these, we have the potential of only living half a life. So sometimes pushing ourselves into that area that we're not necessarily comfortable can really change things for you and for others. So I usually start out our first exercise with getting rid of what no longer serves us. So I invite you to stand up. And this exercise, again, is going to be so that we can get rid of what doesn't serve us and to also invite all of the positive energies of the masculine and the feminine. So first, tap on that belly, also known as the sacral chakra. This is where the feminine, the giving birth of the womb lies, the protective nature lies. This is also where the fire in the belly lies. Let loose what you've been hanging on to with these energies. If it doesn't serve you, just let it go and watch it dissipate as you are tapping. Inviting those that serve you in. Remembering to breathe. And then move up to the thymus. And this is where anxiety rests. So if you're anxious about change, if you're anxious about being open, if you're anxious about venturing into the world now that COVID is starting to dissipate, tap away that anxiety. Give voice to what serves you. And breathe. Let's move up to our sinuses and tap those. This surrounds the bottom of our vision, our sinuses, our breathing abilities. Allow air to move freely. Allow vision in your clarity. Let go of your blind spots. Let go. Let go. And above your eyes, this is an area where congestion happens. Tap through that congestion. And lightly on the top of your head. This is sometimes where we don't allow positive energy to come into our crown chakra. Tap it, let it loose. Any congestion there, just let it be gone. Open up the channels. From your crown chakra down to your sacral chakra. Just imagining the opening. And the letting go. Hands above the heads. And I'm going to ask you to bounce with the knees slightly bent and the feet slightly apart. With your hands just gently bouncing up and down. Now you're moving energy from the tops of your hands to your toes. You're shaking loose all that doesn't serve you, every place where you are stuck in your body, in your mind, and in your soul. Just shake it through. And push that down to Mother Earth. Give it down to Mother Earth. She can take it. She can take it, and she will take what you give to her and create more earth to nurture Mother Earth and all who live on it. And then while you're still bouncing, shake those hands even more. And if you want, shake your arms. If you want to shake any other parts of your body, still keeping your feet anchored to the ground. Letting loose, shaking off from your hands any junk that's remaining. And the faster you go, the more energy you bring in, the more you're sort of opening up those positive and negative ions. Shake a little more. Back and forth. Right to left. Okay. Hands back on the belly, sending healing of love, compassion, strength, and protection to yourself and your whole being. Okay, I invite you to have a seat. So it's been said, next to love, balance is the most important thing. So give, but not allow ourselves to be used. Trust, but don't allow ourselves to be overly naive. Listen, but don't lose your voice. So it's been said that the feminine energy flows best when there's the support of male energy. It feels free to flow. You could see that if you don't feel safe and if you don't have that protection, that it's difficult to really let all of the goodness flow. And the masculine is more effective. It can accomplish more with the collaborative feminine. So everyone and everything on this earth is independent, and we co-create by utilizing and balancing both of those energies. Vulnerability has been said to be the most transforming, life-changing, life-affirming aspect of the feminine. And we hate vulnerability. It's like it totally rocks our world. It forces us to change our patterns and do something else because now we are vulnerable. Okay? Has anybody seen Nomadland? Yeah. Saw that in person. 5 people at the movie theater, but saw it in person. Yay. So Nomadland, as you might remember, is based on a true story. And it starts out in Nevada at a gypsum plant. And this woman's husband died. And the gypsum plant also started to die because gypsum wasn't as popular anymore, as needed anymore. And so the whole town was made up of this one zip code, and this whole town worked at that plant. So here she is, her husband is gone, her whole zip code and community are gone, and she now has to figure out how to rebuild her life. She is really, really vulnerable now. So what does she do? She picks up her power, but first has to go internally and think about who I am. So she does that feminine work first. Who is it that I am? What is it that I want? But at the same time, Western women with power have the capacity to lead a compassionate revolution. So some say, well, let's change the words from male to female to masculine and feminine. The wisdom of God is feminine. Okay? So it can create a peaceful world, but it still needs the action of the masculine. So some say a Buddha is one who's perfectly balanced. Okay? And then in Native American culture, they have two spirit people, which you may have heard of. Those males that have more feminine energy and females that have more masculine energy. And they were seen as being transformed individuals, having spiritual awareness that others didn't, because they could see all sides. They saw them as having spiritual gifts, and they put them in positions of healers and teachers, but also practically, they were sometimes considered the most valuable because they had that intellect where they could do that whole, right brain, left brain, kind of balance both energies, and sometimes had a aptitude for doing just a lot of stuff. So I ask you to now stand so we can sort of do that balance of those energies. And Gary's going to turn on the music, and we're going to stand feet slightly apart, knees bent, hands at our side, as though we're a tree standing in the water, with the water flowing across our ankles, in perfect harmony and unity with Mother Earth. And feel that water flow all around your ankles, enveloping you, grounding you, cooling you, warming you. Bring the hands up. And imagine one hand holding the extreme of masculine energy, the other hand holding the extreme of feminine energy. Widen those arms, open your heart, and stand there with your chest forward, really forward. And there your heart is, right smack dab in the middle way of the positive masculine and feminine energies. Embracing them, opening your heart to them, letting them dissolve into your chest. Remember to breathe. Breathe in those energies. Bring those hands up, palms up to Father Sky. Bringing down from your hands to the rest of you that strong energy of light. Air, sun, the energy of the sun. Bring it down from Father Sky, down your arms, down your body, down to Mother Earth. Make yourself a channel. Point the hands towards your head. Bring that energy down with your hands, balancing the male and female energy. And still with knees slightly bent. Remember, knees slightly apart. Keep going down as far as you can. If you need to bend your knees even further, or go down as far as you can to touch Mother Earth. That nurturing energy, the stability of Mother Earth. Bring her into you so that when you are feeling vulnerable, you remember how grounding she is, how she is there for you all of the time. She has never left us. She is always here. Then gradually come up. And going back to masculine energy, going to take one foot, put it behind you with that arm, that same arm behind you, and one forward as a warrior does. And stretch. Feel the strength that you have, the strength that you are. You are strong. Allow yourself to bring that in. From the tips of your fingers down to the back foot. Bring that in to all of your being. And to balance on the other side, the other foot forward, same pose in reverse, and feel that strength, that balanced strength. Stretch so that every positive and negative ion in your body actually get it, actually feel it, are allowed to absorb it. Okay, back to center. And now, one hand will go up with palms up. The other hand will go down with palms down, connecting heaven and earth. Father Sky with Mother Earth. Be a conduit for that energy, feeling it flow from the tips of one hand to the tips of the other across your body. There's really no molecule now that's left untouched. Your whole body has brought in this positive energy. And we're going to reverse it. Again, always about balance. Not just do one side, but do two. Palms up on one side, palm down on the other. being a channel. See that light going from one hand through you. And back to center. With one hand on the belly and the other hand at your back. You're stabilizing and holding with love both the masculine and feminine energy, and holding your back, which is where the kidneys are and where things flow. Things flow to cleanse your body. Energy flows in a clean way. Imagine balance. Okay, I invite you to have a seat. So we've evolved. We really have evolved. It seems slow, I know, but we've gone from the static feminine, which was the creation of Earth, where Mother Earth was stable, growing, cyclic, never changing. And then we needed change. So then we went to the dynamic masculine, okay? And we needed that for survival and for innovation. And now we're in this dynamic feminine phase. The dynamic feminine is one that's looking at reclaiming freedom and community. And this year has really been an important year for that. But while we're doing all this work, we really can't forget to keep progressing towards what it is we really need to accomplish. So what about the divine masculine? Adding that to it. So a stable, peace-loving energy that's in service to oneness, consciousness, and love. And then the divine feminine, same thing. A respect in relation to the earth and profound nourishment. Profound nourishment. We're not quite there yet. And so a marriage of these two can create compassion and passion in ourselves, and we can create a global heart. Working towards creating a global heart is someplace where we really may want to consider. So this May we celebrate a lot of things, right? We celebrate Mother's Day, okay, the nurturing of mothers. We celebrate Memorial Day, which is the protection of many of our fighters. We celebrate the end of Ramadan, which is asking forgiveness. And of course, we celebrate other things like fishing opener and that kind of thing. But seriously, Ramadan, 30 years ago in Minnesota, we probably wouldn't even have any concept of Ramadan. We really are gradually realizing our globalness. It's slow progress, but we really are realizing it. So we're making strides, and there's a group that was formed about 10 years ago. It's called Earth Guardians. And it started out in a progressive community, I think Boulder, Colorado. And the goal was to start creating leaders from youth. And first it just started out, with 20 youth. And, they worked on things like conservation and, a variety of things, social justice. And they started small. But now they've got thousands of youth that are across 6 continents. And so it's really a worldwide effort now of where we've got these young people that are really thinking about it. And it may be that we can hold a space when we're in our middle age and after, but now we have to also think of cultivating a shift. And some say that now it's allowing the youth to cultivate the shift so that they can create a regenerative future. So they still have Mother Earth here for them. So they can learn how to create that global heart. So in the Orient and in Oriental medicine, everything is yin and yang, okay? Yin is that receptive energy. Okay, it is the feminine energy, but it's the receptive energy, and they relate it to the elements: water, earth, night. And yang is that active energy, okay? Sky, day, fire. And together they co-create an invisible whole. So spiritually, to see the independence of people and our obligation to serve it and protect it, we do need to combine the yin and the yang on this earth, the masculine and the feminine within ourselves in balance, so that we can really grow our garden and our cohort. So I invite you to stand up one last time. And same stance, feet slightly apart, knees slightly bent. Oh, strong tree. I haven't played this one for a while. Huh. And arms slowly up. So now we're going to blend things. One foot forward. And I'm going to ask you to open up the skies. Clear out the energy, any fog. Open things up. And in Qigong, we always do things in a balanced format. So I'm going to ask you then to switch to the other foot. Same movement. Same movement. Clearing all that's around you. Clearing all that's in this room, all that's outside the door, all that's in this community, all that's in this world. Clear it. Okay, and with the last one, I'll ask you to put both hands in front of you, palms up, and we're going to do the reverse. Bring your hands towards you, bringing in positive light, balance, and energy to you, and bringing it out to the world. Bringing love to you, bringing kindness to you, bringing strength to you. And while you're doing that, distributing it to the world. Okay, then to the other side, same movement. Bring balance towards you, distributing it to the world. yourself to feel it. Come to center. Palms together. And we're going to balance that yin-yang energy. Having one hand in front of the other. One hand a few inches from your belly. The other hand a few inches from that. And we're going to slowly balance up and down. Putting one hand in front of the other as you're going up and down, creating a sphere, slowly balancing. From top to bottom, up and down your spine, allowing yourself to feel. Come back to center with your hands slightly apart. And open your arms, bringing in the balanced energy to your heart. And back together. And as you're doing this, build that energy from your heart. Let it grow and let it multiply. Feel that ball of energy between your hands expand and get stronger as they come together. Expand and get stronger as your hands get closer together, creating a concentrated ball of love, compassion, and energy. Now, hold that ball and just do a circle around that ball. Capture that energy, that big ball of loving energy that you have just created through your strength, through your compassion, through your love. Now hold that ball, bless that ball, and raise your hands up and give that ball to the earth. Giving part of yourself to the universe to help it grow and co-create even a better world. Slowly bring your that energy, that combined energy now, not just what you created with that ball, but with what you created with everyone in this room, bring that to your heart. And feel the healing and feel the energy. Okay, I'm going to ask you to have a seat. And we'll do a little guided meditation. So many of you are experienced meditators. So you have your own method. For me, I like sitting with my palms up, so my fingertips are still gathering energy. And when I'm not talking and I'm sitting there in silence, I like to put the tip of my tongue to the roof of my mouth, sort of connecting my tongue with my crown chakra. So I invite you to just take some deep breaths. In through your nose, and imagine those breaths being streams of light. The streams of light are going through your nose, circulating through your respiratory system, your circulatory system, all throughout inside of you. You are a light being. And now with the next few breaths, also have that light surround your body like a cocoon, as if you're in the protection of the feminine. So down the back of your neck, down your back, down the back of your legs, up the front of your feet, up your shins, up your belly, surrounding you. And just feel that light surrounding you in protection. Now, as you're surrounded in safety and protection and light, look ahead and see the global earth, the entire sphere of earth, and send it love. And extend that outer ring now and include Mother Earth. And with the two of you together, knowing that there's feminine energy and masculine energy on both sides, have that white light, that white ring, expand around the two of you. So there's more balance in that middle way, the balance of those constructive energies. And look at each other and send each other love and strength in balance. And sit here in silence for a couple of moments, just feeling that.
sadness like a stone. We have yearned. We have sometimes felt so utterly alone. While we turn, we've been stricken by the wonder of it all. Stricken down. We have sometimes felt so faint we want to fall. Overcome, but all in all, I'd say this year in flight together has been fun. What say we make one more circle around the sun? Fists in anger and we've tried work it out that we need each other, we cannot deny. There's no doubt. Let us leave another dream in outer space while we're turning on this planet home that holds our human race. Still our learning, all in all. Say this year in flight together has been fun. What say we make one more circle around the sun? Say this year in flight together has been a good one. What say we make one more circle around the sun?
So let's do our virtual circle, our non-touching circle. I encourage you to stand up and hold each other in this space in love and unity. Mother, Father, God, Spirit, angels, ancestors, all who love us, thank you so much. This has been quite a year. Peter says it's been fun. Not all of us have felt that way, but it has been one of vulnerability where we have learned. So let's take now all of these lessons, balancing all of our energies, and with every person we meet, extend the best of our balanced energies to them, remembering that it's all out of